trying to stop.
Oh boy!
Car crashing into that post, and now they have to enter this Walmart with all.
I do wonder what the plan here was, though.
Here. Obviously, they are.
Why pull into the Walmart and try and run inside? Is that like a safe zone?
Walmart, obviously.
Oh, that's not what I meant to go to. So is this at all an interesting chase? It looks like it's just going to be another one of those interstate stinkers. Exhibits posterized. It ends with a Walmart. I mean, that's not that interesting. Does something happen at the Walmart? I'll give it a chance, but
southbound 605 on a relatively,
I don't have high hopes for this one.
Almost empty 605. Moving over to the right lane, maybe showing signs of another exit here, getting off the freeway, or perhaps, look at that, coming up really fast behind that car, who basically cut him off there, and now he's looking for another opportunity to either move over to the right or just create some distance here. He's definitely going really fast, and you can see two people now in the front of that passenger vehicle, heavily tinted windows on those side windows.
Chris has got some great eyes. I can't see shit in there. That man somehow honed in and identified two bodies in there. That shit could be a ghost car for all I can tell.
Coming up on Rose Hills Road. Once again, 3 black and whites behind him. LA County Sheriff's helicopter pulling off in this pursuit.
He used his Sharingan. That sounds like Chris.
Their airship.
I have no doubt. I mean, those windows are extremely tinted. I legitimately can't see a single human figure in there. Yet he can see two people somehow. So he's got some kind of superhuman power.
What happens here in the meantime? He is still doing about 80 miles per hour. Passing all the other traffic, whatever few cars there are out there. Again, a pretty empty 605.
These are the bits cheese and bacon.
95 miles per hour.
Chris stages these chases for job security. That'd be a big brain scheme. This was live a minute ago. Not anymore. I don't watch them live.
Once again,
yeah, that one just wasn't very cool. I didn't really like the SpongeBob horror game speedrun.
Available freeway that he's got, but there's really no traffic to weave around, and he's not really showing any signs of getting off now since he's transitioned onto the southbound 605.
Is this just all interstate?
To go now about seconds here. You can see the Corolla fleeing the California Highway Patrol at a high rate of speed. This all started on the 60 freeway out of Riverside. Ended up on the southbound 5. Now we're going northbound on the 5 freeway, heading back towards.
No, the rate doesn't drop till the 10th.
Metro, and you can see he is continuing, or he or she, I should say.
It was a normal everyday chase in SoCal. Yeah, this is just a snoozer.
Refusing to pull over here, doing a lot of lane shifting. Of why they really were preferred. That
oh, there we go. Here's a little something. Hit him with a bit of an interesting maneuver, I guess.
Lakewood Boulevard, rather. Lakewood Boulevard, and a
bit of a tight squeeze.
Left turn onto Lakewood Boulevard. But typically when they pull up right behind her, Mark, it seems like they're just trying to get a better glimpse. At one point, she was exiting the freeway really fast. I almost thought that he was going to try a pit maneuver because he pulled up right up behind her as she was exiting the freeway, but it turned out that was not to be, and it was going way too fast anyway. So now that we're on surface streets for only the second time here, we'll see how things play out. Look at that, jumping the curb here.
What was the point of that?
Erratically. In fact, this is a
she's going wild right now.
Why they really were
Okay.
Wow. Now doing a U-turn on Lakewood Boulevard, going the wrong way.
Yeah, she's panicking.
Lakewood Boulevard.
Wow. Luckily, no opposing traffic right now. Hopefully, she'll get back into the at least
shifting
into the
over to
right
the
lane.
yep, shifting over to the
tier 1
correct side there.
Kintai.
All right.
And maybe getting back on the freeway. She's clearly making this up as she goes along. These all appear to be.
Yeah, this doesn't seem to be a woman with a plan here. I'll tell you what.
Random U-turn, maybe looking for an opportunity.
She's trying to make him dizzy, maybe.
Good spot for a pit right here too, isn't it?
Yeah, and she slowed down just enough. That might have been maybe one of their first real opportunities because I got to be honest, she's been doing pretty. She's been doing a pretty good clip ever since we joined this pursuit. In fact, at times approaching 100 miles per hour on the freeway. The driving on the surface streets has been a whole different story. Not exactly record-breaking speeds, but just really dangerous maneuvers the minute she gets off the freeway. So this is the case.
Yeah, she is making some wild plays. Chris is correct there.
We, along with the California
Let's
highway,
back to the interstate.
Like
Okay, here it comes.
Maybe again looking for a possible pit opportunity.
All right. Well, there's a little more traffic in front of her now.
Yeah, too busy for a pit there.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to do that when there's other vehicles around. You don't want to hit the other vehicles. You don't want to cause injury to anyone, including the suspect, that we might add. Everybody wants to have this end with nobody getting hurt and with the suspect safely in custody and the pursuing officers safely.
Getting on to Telegraph at, again, a very high rate of speed here for this area, and now a random left turn there. I think she even had the red light there. So just very concerning.
Add it to the bill.
The minute she gets off the freeway, very worrisome. You saw that move earlier, getting onto the wrong side of Lakewood.
I'm going to tell you something. I don't think she's obeying the road rules, Chris.
Street. This is going to be.
I think that ship has sailed.
Flossmoor with a lot of cross traffic. Doing about 35, 40 miles per hour on what can't be more than a 20 mile per hour speed limit.
Another one for the tab, then.
And people who live in this area, if you are
Thanks
in
to
the
the
area
bits,
of Jersey
or the
Avenue
Prime
and,
Jackson.
Flossmoor Road and Whittier,
it's a different SpongeBob game.
Around here, please stay in your homes.
I don't know. I'll look it up then.
The danger here is if somebody's out on the street, she could lose control of the vehicle at any time, or something could happen. You don't want to be out there when this vehicle's involved in this pursuit. Now back onto Telegraph
Road. All
Road.
these reds.
That was that container, that truck we saw as she got off the freeway.
Oh, a repeat cameo?
Close calls here, and again, taking these left turns through the red light and all at a pretty dangerous clip there. Now doing about 70 miles per hour on Telegraph, almost double the speed limit here, passing Pioneer on a relatively empty
They have two commentators now. Well, the other guy's always been there. It's just we usually don't hear him.
So if you had to pick a surface street, this might be the one. And also a good opportunity in a case like this for a possible spike strip. If they could set up in advance and have the opportunity, that might be something we can expect here.
Wow, the speeds are high, and I wince every time she gets to a point where there's a.
They should use like a harpoon in these situations. Just blast it through the back of the car and treat it like some kind of fishing mini game.
In a couple of cases, it was. When you talk about this high.
This is like actual Mad Max shit.
Running a red at these kind of speeds, because just the result could be absolutely catastrophic. She's getting into the right turn lane. Let's see if she makes a right here, if she continues straight. Continuing straight, looks like she has a green light, or had it.
CHP now with their airship still overhead. You can see that night sun occasionally coming off of her and then occasionally back on. Whether that's intentional or not could be sometimes very difficult at especially at a high rate of speed to keep that night sun steady. But maybe they're just trying to.
What's your game plan here? I don't know, man. Ask her. I have no clue. She's clearly not really thinking.
Goals, and one of them is actually giving other motorists in the area at least a clue that this is heading in their direction, aside from the lights and sirens on the ground down there. But still a relatively.
All they need to do is find one of those big parking lots to lose the heli. That wouldn't work at all. Parking lot? You mean the parking garage?
Fixing for a right turn, and that's going to be a right.
Because in a parking garage you get cornered.
Laurel Avenue into a shopping center.
Shopping center is, what is it, almost 10 o'clock? It's 10 o'clock, basically. The shopping center might be... It's oh, okay.
Oh, this...
Walmart.
They needed to get to Walmart in a hurry. Almost hit herself with the car. She was ghost riding it.
Both running into the Walmart. The vehicle keeps rolling.
Wow.
And now we have a foot pursuit. Look at that. The CHP officer trying to stop
the
car crashing into that post. And now they have to enter this Walmart with all...
I do wonder what the plan here was, though.
Obviously, they are.
Why pull into the Walmart and try and run inside? Is that like a safe zone?
Walmart, obviously.
Cops can't enter if it's private property?
Oh my God! The opportunity, obviously, for collateral damage here is obviously severe. So
looks like they
let's
got
hope that
the
those
driver.
two are not armed.
As they were running inside, they grabbed. It looked like they got really close to the driver. It looks like that's her.
Bits code.
Somebody's
There's
down.
stage.
No shoes.
Yeah, that might be the driver.
Yeah, it looks like she's being apprehended right now.
All right,
so
that's
the
good.
driver's,
That's good. At least one person.
The driver is hooked at this point. Now,
the other one's inside Walmart, so she can't be arrested now.
Because it was just a couple of seconds before the guy was back inside the store, or was inside the store, running away.
Well, thankfully they only have to worry about him for the moment. If, as I look at the posture here, it almost appears as though the situation inside is
makes a tier 1 mini.
Well, I don't want to speculate too much. Clearly that female driver is in custody. What's going on inside the store, basically anybody's guess. As shoppers start to spill out, these folks probably in line at the cash register when all of this occurred, and now
I bet there's a ton of angles of this on TikTok.
Presumably either a search or a foot pursuit inside the store.
Right. Okay, well, hopefully we'll get a result here pretty quickly. She did not make it inside the store. Somebody grabbed her. You got two female CHP officers now who have patted her down, have her in custody. They're going to put her up against the car and do, I guess, a secondary search now. But let's go. Let's keep an eye on.
We're going to do a loop here,
Mark.
I've got information from our assignment desk that the male passenger has made his way through the store towards the rear of the Walmart.
What?
And we might see some activity in those docks or in that receiving section there in the back of the store. So we'll see what entrances or exits are back there. It looks like there is some CHP activity, and there is...
Do we have somebody?
There he is.
Where?
I saw an officer holding up. You probably did too. At the same time I did. An officer holding up what looked like 4 fingers.
Yep, code 4.
Means code 4, which means things are under control here.
Oh, he's behind the truck.
Behind that truck there. Yeah, he was trying to basically fled right through the store. Pretty smart of him. Came out the other side.
Pretty smart of him.
Near the loading docks here, and was looking for a hiding spot. But it looks like they were able to...
That's a lot of credit, Chris.
Perhaps even with the help of maybe even people inside the store or employees. Who knows? It'll be interesting to see what actually happened in there. But in any event...
Thanks for the prime muster and resub board.
I'm sorry, Mark. Being told that witnesses were actually following him back there, pointing in the rear of the store, and that's apparently how they were able to rendezvous with the suspect here in the that back parking lot there.
All right. Well, that's thanks to the cooperation of the public, the folks, the customers.
Hey, thanks, Walmart choppers.
Doesn't take a lot of detective
We
work.
are Walmart.
You see somebody running in the store being pursued by the police, you say, there he goes, and they know where to go, and they found him. Interesting that he got all the way out of the back of the store. I used to work in grocery stores. Typically, the back
Where are they
locked,
running?
Closed and locked. Now, why are they running in this direction?
There's a report, I've just heard it, there's a report that somebody else is hiding.
What?
Somebody else is hiding in a different area, whether they are connected to that vehicle.
What is going on?
Another person being detained.
Wow.
Another person being detained, and now you have to wonder, and perhaps we'll have to go back and re-rack that video as this pursuit came to
Were there
an end
3
in front of the
people?
Walmart. This almost looks more like the suspect that I remember seeing, but you know, your eyes can play tricks with you. It all happens so fast, and that other suspect in the rear of the store may possibly be the wrong guy. I don't know.
Okay, we'll find out.
Classic.
Because that is interesting. We only saw 2 people get out, and it's not like the You know, we followed the car.
He's a tier 1 Harry
in
the prime
while
nasty.
The CHP officer
Bitch posterized.
tried to stop it, and then it ran into a parking post there. So there was nobody else left in that car that could have run out without them chasing them. We saw 2 people get out, so maybe they do have one of those people is the wrong guy.
Yeah, I think let's go ahead and Rob.
How did they lose him in the store though? They were right behind them. Oh, the instant replay on the jumbotron.
I think we'll get a better look now.
Gray pants.
Look at that.
Light
a white shirt,
pants,
light pants. Looks like light gray pants. You're right. There's definitely the female driver that was taken.
Here comes the Goldberg spear.
No sign that anybody else got out of that vehicle, as far as I can tell.
No.
And I don't know which suspect actually fit that description. I'll have to go back now and
we'll
see. Let's go ahead and come back out live here.
I think the first guy matched the description better with the pants. It doesn't. I'm not sure about this guy here.
Oh, he could have changed his clothes in the Walmart, which would have been a mastermind scheme.
Almost, I want to say a little too heavy set.
Yeah.
But
there's a Prime 9S.
I want to get a better look at those pants because you mentioned it. They were very light gray pants.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. The person I saw looked a bit younger, but again, it's difficult to tell here.
Can we re-rack that the end of the pursuit again?
Yeah, let's do it.
Thanks, Resub Mega Man.
One more time, Rob, if you can. We'll go ahead and. Okay.
This guy's wearing a hoodie. Unless he grabbed a hoodie off a rack in there and tried to blend in, I don't think that's the guy.
Good point.
Yeah, I'm almost wondering if either of those people are the passenger, to be honest with you, but.
I can tell you one thing. The guy they have on the ground out there that we were just looking at is absolutely not this guy. The guy they have currently sitting out there looks like 50 years older.
Doesn't look like this guy
is hard to tell.
We're looking at that we were just over.
Is the other one already in a patrol car?
That's that guy's got dark pants and a hoodie on, so I don't think that's the guy.
It's not even the clothes. The guy just actually looks 50 years older.
Frankly, he looks like he's got more hair than the other guy.
Yeah, exactly.
That we saw jumping out of the car. So that may just be
thanks to the bits posterized.
Situation. They do still have him in handcuffs, though, which is interesting.
So that first suspect is in a car. Another suspect now being detained and placed into a patrol car, and it'll be up to these officers now to figure it out, just to give you an idea of where we are.
He lives in that Walmart now. Yeah, maybe they just got 2 completely unrelated people.
I'm losing. I've just lost my.
The guy's just hanging out in there still.
Yeah, no problem. So yeah, as you were mentioning, there are 1 female, 2 males now that have been detained.
Thanks,
One
Resub
of
Luke.
them, from our vantage point, does not match the description of the guy seen bailing from the passenger side of the car. One of them pretty much did, although we can't compare him now because he's inside of a police vehicle. Those are the people that got out of the car. The woman running barefoot tackled pretty much immediately before she got into the store. The male got inside the store, and then one person was detained in the rear of the store. Another.
Why don't they just check the cameras?
We saw that. Yeah, here's
that is absolutely not the right guy.
He's got more hair. Yeah, it's a totally different guy.
That is not him. That's not him.
That's not the guy that jumped out of the car. So
that's not even close.
Pointing out here that when somebody runs through a Walmart and everybody else starts scattering, multiple people likely came through all different exits of the store. It would not be surprising at all, considering all of the confusion during the commotion. That there are now multiple people
Dodger and gift
looking for a spot to hide. You never know.
You want to know what I think happened? We never got a good look at the other guy. But here's what I think might have happened if the guy was, like, somewhat clever. So he had a lot more time than the girl because she almost ran herself over with her car like a fucking idiot. The dude made it into the Walmart with time to spare, and then pretty shortly after, all of these people started flooding out. I think what's very possible is he just walked out with one of these groups. He would have had plenty of time to do that. But maybe it was just the other guy they caught. No shot? Well, they clearly didn't know what he looked like. He absolutely could have done it. 100%. people saw him and snitched, and all the good that did him, they arrested a completely unrelated guy. Now, the first guy they have could be him. We never really got to see the first guy. This guy over here. This could be him. I can't really see. Actually, this... God, it's so fucking dark. I can't tell. Is he wearing gray pants? It's like the... No, those look like jeans. Maybe they're gray. I can't fucking tell. But yeah, it could be this guy, but one thing's for certain, it is not this guy. This guy's not even close. That is very off. Is it the same shirt? I was looking for gray pants. Yeah, it could be him. We never got a great look at him. I'll take your word for it, it's the same shirt. Yeah, I can't see his pants. They look more like jeans than gray pants. You can see his shirt real well, though. Does look like the same shirt. That's him. Probably. It would be surprising if they got two completely unrelated dudes. Let me see the other guy's shirt. Since I can't see his pants, I'll go by his shirt now.
Oh, okay. It might be closed or closing down. What are they doing?
Night, they're open.
Oh, 100%. That's the same guy. Yeah, he's just wearing a normal white tee. He does have the gray pants, but since I can't see him, that's not a good marker. But he absolutely has the white shirt, and it looks like the same build. Alright, so they probably got the right guy. I don't know how this guy got caught in the crossfire. There's the prime big. And Aethrix in the resub gold. Oh, there's the prime attack. There's a prime Tommy. The other guy happened to be shoplifting. Yeah, maybe. They were running through the store looking for this guy, and they happened to see this goober out there stealing, and they're like, what the fuck is that? You know what? We're taking you down, too. Nice to resub broccoli. And the prime KSI. These are bitch posterized. How sweet. And these are the prime splits.